Hey everyone, what's going on? I'm your host, Calamity. I'm bringing you another episode of the Anything Goes podcast. We got a lot of news to talk about today. We're going to talk about NFL, MLB, NBA, entertainment, Snyder Cut, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we got the NFL mock draft today. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the MLB, go to NBA, then entertainment, and then we'll do Justice League, Snyder Cut, Falcon Winter Soldier, and we'll end with NFL and end with the mock draft. So, getting right into it, we got MLB first. We got Fernando Tatis Jr. has shoulder discomfort. Now, they were supposed to come out with, or they were supposed to do an evaluation of his shoulder yesterday. They might have done it. They just haven't announced what they found, if they found anything. Probably nothing, but hopefully nothing, but you never know. At least it's only discomfort. It's not an actual injury. And then we have NBA. We got a lot of trade news or rumors going around. We got the Nuggets supposedly offered Bol in a package for Alonzo Ball. Interesting piece there. We got Marcus Smart and Tristan Thompson have been rumored to be in some sort of trade or any trades for anyone. They're supposedly in the market to trading them. I don't think they should trade either one. I think Marcus Smart is too valuable on defense, and Tristan Thompson, even though he's missed some time, is too valuable on rebounding at least to try and move. Kyle Lowry's been rumored to be in the trade market as well. I think the three teams that have been interested in him are the Lakers, 76ers, and Heat. I think he's more likely to go to the 76ers and the Lakers than he is to go to the Heat. Then we have, let's see, that's it for NBA. Let me turn that off. And then we got entertainment. We have Helen Mirren is cast as the villain in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I still have to see Shazam #1. But it looked good. I love the guy who plays Shazam. I have a picture autographed by him and with him right above me. You guys can't see it. You probably have seen it before on Twitter, though. So I'm excited to see those. We got Warner Brothers strikes a deal with movie theaters to play movies for a 45-day window before they release on HBO Max. This will go into effect in 2022, and it only affects the United States and the United Kingdom. So interesting piece of news there, although it won't happen until 2022. We have John Wick 4 starts filming in June, and we have some MCU movie release updates. We got Black Widow has been moved to July 9th. It will release in theaters and on Disney+. Shang-Chi will be released September 3rd. Eternals will be released November 5th. And Spider-Man No Way Home will premiere December 17th. Just some updated information on those. We have an Echo series is in development for Disney+. It follows a deaf superhero, and they will be making their first appearance in the series Hawkeye. So that's kind of interesting. We have Ace Ventura 3 is in development for Amazon. I'm kind of excited for this. Ace Ventura 1 and 2 were both really good, or not really good, but they were both childhood favorite movies for me. And then we got Pierce Brosnan has been cast as Dr. Fate in Black Adam movie, so that'll be interesting. Unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot about, which is weird. I don't know a whole lot about DC and their villains and heroes, really. I kind of just know about, I know about Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, those guys. I knew a little bit about Cyborg, a little bit. I always thought that DC's comics would be better. I haven't read them, but I think they would be better than Marvel's. But in terms of movies and shows, I think Marvel's kind of ran away with that. That just might be my opinion, but that's how I feel. But anyway, if you haven't seen Snyder Cut or Falcon Winter Soldier, stop watching now because I'm going to start talking about that, and a lot of spoilers coming up. So turn this off right now. All right. So going into the Snyder Cut, I'd seen Justice League. It had been a little while, but I'd seen it. I hadn't seen Batman v Superman, even though I just watched that yesterday after watching the Snyder Cut. Um, and I know a lot of people said it's terrible, terrible movie. I thought it was okay. Could have been better, but also could have been a lot worse. That's Batman v Superman. That is. Snyder Cut. Snyder Cut was really good. Definitely better than the original Justice League, and I don't know if I put it past the first Avengers movie. I know the first Avengers movie is probably one of the lower ranked Avengers movies. But I mean, it's up there. Snyder Cut is, but I still don't think it matches that. I think two of the things that they should have done, or could have done better, would be if they kind of set up Justice League kind of the way the Avengers set up Infinity War. Because the premise of it is, someone's trying to get these 3 mother boxes together to destroy the world. Kind of like Thanos is trying to get all 6 Infinity Stones to wipe out half the population. It was like that, but it's almost as if, I mean, we get background knowledge of the mother boxes in the Snyder Cut, which is good, but Snyder Cut being 4 hours long, I think you could have cut that out and just put like end credit scenes in Wonder Woman and Aquaman. That would have taken out almost an hour probably right there. And then we should have gotten a Flash movie and a Cyborg movie before we got them in Justice League. If this was going to be Justice League, we should have just left them out and just had, well, actually, I don't think Aquaman had a solo movie before Justice League. So you could have left him out or just released his solo movie before. But then again, it wouldn't really be Justice League then. But I think if you were to have a Flash standalone movie before, a Cyborg standalone movie before, that would have cut out another hour at least, because they kind of showed their kind of where they came from a little bit. Not too much with the Flash, but there was still a scene of him, before teaming up with them. So I think this easily could have been a 2.5 to 3 hour long movie if you did all that stuff. Did an end credit scene at the end of Wonder Woman and credit scene at the end of Aquaman after you had one. That would have eliminated so much time that you really needed in this to explain everything to people. Especially someone like me, who I love superhero movies, and I usually can follow what's going on. I mean, I followed what was going on, but it was really, I don't know, it just really wasn't a good execution of it, just because you're shoved with so much information on who these characters are and what these mother boxes do and where they came from and all this stuff that's kind of going on. At least with Infinity War or Endgame or even the first Avengers movies, you knew what things were and what characters, who they were. So you weren't kind of shoved with all this new information. I don't know. It was still a really good movie, don't get me wrong, but 4 hours was long. Could have been less if they did things right. And that's not really on Snyder. That's really just on DC as a whole, or Warner Brothers or whoever. That they should have done a little bit more planning in this. I feel like they haven't done enough planning in it, and that's why these movies are coming out so kind of scattered. And we really don't have that character attachment that we do with Marvel. The reason why so many people care about Marvel and about the Avengers movies, even the first one that came out, people were hyped for it because we didn't know what was going to happen, first of all, but also we didn't want anything to happen to our superheroes that we have come to know and love. So I'm trying to think. Iron Man we've had since 2008, I believe. And the first Avengers movie came out, oh man, I'm blanking on the year. Was it 2010, 2011, something like that? Actually, it might have been later than that. I can't remember the date that it came out, but at least we had, those superheroes. We had their story before they were the Avengers. It's not like they just came in. They're like, oh, here's other superheroes in the Avengers. we had sort of an attachment to them for at least a couple years. And DC doesn't really have that. I think the person that they have that with the most is Superman, because he's been the same actor. He's been in numerous movies now, and he's been consistent throughout. Batman has changed over the years. Wonder Woman, we really just got introduced to her before Justice League, so at least she was before Justice League, though. That's kind of what I'm getting at. And even now, Batman's going to change again. Like, Ben Affleck is not coming back as Batman. It's going to be, oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Twilight. That's all I can think of. I can't think of his name. Anyway, it's going to be him. And then in the Flash movie, it's going to be Michael Keaton, supposedly. So, we need more consistency from DC in their characters, and we need more planning going into it. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's just kind of how I feel. I feel like fans don't have an attachment to a character because we don't get used to them for too long before they're gone, or before they changed actors, or before they die, or, something happens. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel. But I thought it was really good. I loved how dark they made Batman. Like, his personality was just really dark. I really loved that, because that's what I think Batman is supposed to be like. And he was brutal when he fought. He didn't do a whole lot of fighting. He was more in his car and in a ship, and I don't know. But I love how dark they made him, especially with his nightmares. His nightmares were awesome, and I loved the Joker was in them. I loved how they did that. Kind of set that up. And I loved how much they used Aquaman and Cyborg, but I feel like Cyborg was kind of like the Star-Lord from the Avengers Infinity War, in a way, because he literally was holding on to the 3 mother boxes that were formed into one. He was literally holding on to them for so long, not saying anything to Flash. And I was like, dude, say something. He was literally holding on to it for at least 2 minutes of film time, where he was just holding on to it, oh my god, this is so cool, kind of doing that. And I'm like, dude, tell the Flash. He's running out of, he can't keep doing this. He ends up getting the Flash shot. They all technically blow up, but then the Flash goes back in time and stops it, and then whatever. But spoilers, like I said. But anyway, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, they had a lot more screen time for Aquaman, and his fighting scenes were awesome. I loved them. I loved how they did that. Wonder Woman had a big part, obviously. Superman had a big part again, obviously, but he really didn't do anything towards the end of the movie. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I stand on it. Again, good movie. Definitely better than the original Justice League. And yeah, I mean, it's that made it a closer race with Marvel a little bit. But they've already announced that Zack Snyder's Justice League isn't part of the DCEU or whatever. So, there's really no point in watching it, because it's not going to be a part of anything, unless they say, oh yeah, this is a part of it now, whatever. Then there's a point to watching it. But right now, it's not a part of that, so I just don't see the point in, trying to confuse people with being oh, it's our movie with our characters, but it's not part of this universe, so kind of just, disregard that movie when you watch it. I don't know, it's a weird scenario. Anyway, into the Falcon Winter Soldier, we got some things to discuss in this one. This one, I thought it was really good starting episode, series premiere for the Falcon Winter Soldier. I think they said it was the most watched premiere of all time. I thought it was good. We got a little bit of backstory for Sam and where he's come from and his family a little bit. And I thought that was kind of cool to learn. Very interesting. We get to see Bucky and how he's dealing with everything with when he was the Winter Soldier, and how that's kind of weighing on him. He befriends an older Asian man who I thought was a friend from World War II, but it turns out he's kind of befriended him because he has to tell him that, or I think he's going to tell him that he killed his son when he was the Winter Soldier. He was brainwashed. That's kind of he's kind of on his redemption tour, I guess. Because he does feel bad for obviously doing all that stuff. I mean, Tony was probably the one person that he really should have told that to for killing his mom and his dad. But, that ended up in a fight. So maybe that's why he's a little hesitant to tell people. But then again, not everyone's Iron Man. But anyway, I can't wait for them to actually team up and get together. I think it's going to be really awesome when they do. And I'm kind of sad it's only going to be 6 episodes, but that means there's a whole lot of action packed into these 6 episodes. I mean, the first episode starts off with a huge cinematic fight with Falcon in somewhere near Tunisia, I think. Then we get to see someone be Captain America again, even though it's not Sam or Bucky. But I think it's going to be Sam pretty soon because he looked pretty jealous and not enraged, but mad that someone was using Captain America's shield, which he kind of gave to them, but he gave to them to use for the I don't want to say shrine, but museum towards Captain America. He kind of gave it to them and was like, no one should wear this again. This is going to be in here, whatever. And then here they come rolling out this guy who looks really messed up in a Captain America uniform, not going to lie, holding his shield. Actually, kind of more info on that. The actor who plays U.S. Agent, who's the guy who's holding Captain America or Captain America's shield, and he's going to be the new Captain America. That's actually played by Kurt Russell's son, which Kurt Russell played Ego in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I thought that was kind of interesting to read on Twitter. And when I found that out, I thought that was oh, that's cool. That's kind of a cool nod to Kurt Russell and Ego and all them. But yeah, I thought it was good. Let me know what you guys think of or thought about those Falcon Winter Soldier and the Justice League Snyder Cut in the comments below. And now we will get into the NFL. So if you stopped listening, now you can listen again because we're on to the NFL. I'm just doing that as a cue marker. So anyway, NFL, we got some free agent signings we got to go over, and then we'll get into the mock draft. James White signs a 1-year, $2.5 million deal with the Patriots. Eagles signed Joe Flacco. Defensive end Kerry Hyder signs with Seahawks for 3 years, $16.5 million. Running back Mike Davis signs with the Falcons. Cornerback Adoree Jackson signs with the New York Giants. Deshaun Jackson signs with the Rams. Cornerback Kyle Fuller signs with Denver. Cowboys signed safety Keanu Neal. Kenny Golladay signs with the Giants. Kind of a bummer there. I hope he would sign with the Patriots, but whatever. Chris Carson re-signs with the Seattle Seahawks. Philip Lindsay signs with the Houston Texans. Kenyon Drake signs with the Raiders. Juju Smith-Schuster is returning to Pittsburgh. Justin Simmons returns to Denver. Buccaneers are bringing Ndamukong Suh back. And now we get into the almost said the NBA draft, the NFL mock draft. So I have one trade in my mock draft. I kind of gauged it. I saw Mel Kiper's. I saw Todd McShay's. I kind of went in the middle, even though I found myself leaning more towards Mel Kiper's, but there is a couple different picks I make in there. So yeah, let me get my notes open here. Actually, yeah. All right, so number 1, we have Jacksonville Jaguars. I have them picking Trevor Lawrence, quarterback from Clemson. The Jets, here's kind of a controversial pick. Most people have them going with Trey Lance, quarterback from Iowa State? Iowa? Something like that. But I have them going with an offensive tackle, Penny Sewell, I think is how you say his name. I think they believe in Sam Darnold. I think they're going to give him one more year. I do have them drafting a quarterback later on in the draft. Actually, the same quarterback that they were going to draft at number 2 in Mel Kiper and Todd McShay's pick. He's supposed to go number 2, but I have him dropping all the way to 23 to the Jets. So the Jets get him either way. I just don't think if they draft him number 2, I don't think they're going to get an offensive tackle as good as Penny Sewell. So we'll see. And here, number 3, I actually have Miami trades with Carolina. Miami gets number 8 pick and a 2022 pick. And Carolina picks Justin Fields. I think he's going to be kind of like the new Cam Newton. I think he's going to lead Carolina in the coming years. Hopefully to playoff wins and maybe even a Super Bowl. I don't know. And then I have Atlanta Falcons at number 4. They're picking Zach Wilson, quarterback from BYU. I think he's going to be a good pick. He's going to learn behind Matt Ryan for, I believe, the next 2 years. And then I think Matt Ryan's probably going to retire. So good. I think that's a good pick for the Falcons. At 5, I have the Bengals picking Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida. Then I have number 6, the Philadelphia Eagles, picking Jamar Chase, wide receiver. And then I have the Lions picking Devontae Smith. At number 7, I have, number 8, I have Miami Dolphins. I have them picking Rashawn Slater, kind of shoring up their offensive line. Then I have Denver Broncos at number 9, picking Micah Parsons, inside linebacker. At number 10, I have the Cowboys picking Patrick Surtain II, who's a cornerback. The Giants, I have picking Jalen Waddle, wide receiver. San Francisco 49ers at number 12, they're picking cornerback Caleb Farley. 13, Los Angeles Chargers, they're picking Jeremiah Owusu-Karamoah, inside linebacker. 14, Minnesota Vikings picking safety Trevor Moehrig. And at number 15, I got the Patriots. I have them picking quarterback Mac Jones from Alabama. I think he's going to be a good quarterback to learn behind Cam Newton. He has a strong pocket presence and can throw the ball really accurate and knows how to move in the pocket. So it kind of reminds me of like a Tom Brady. I think that's why he's a good fit for New England. He may not learn a whole lot from Cam Newton, but at least he'll know how to be, professional and work hard behind Cam Newton, because Cam Newton is definitely maybe not more professional, but he knows how to work hard. Like, you see Cam Newton in the gym all the time, no matter in season, out of season, he's a gym freak. So he'll learn behind him. And then I have 16 Arizona Cardinals picking cornerback J.C. Horn. Las Vegas Raiders at 17 picking Elijah Vera Tucker, offensive guard. 18, Miami Dolphins picking Kadarius Toney, wide receiver. 19, I have Washington football team picking Christian Darrisaw, offensive tackle. 20, I have the Bears picking Jalen Mayfield, another tackle. Indianapolis Colts, I have them picking Gregory Rousseau, defensive end. And Tennessee Titans, I have an error here. I don't know who I meant for them to pick, but I have them picking Kadarius Toney as well, wide receiver. I don't know how that happens, but either way, I think they're going to pick a wide receiver with their first pick. And 23 is where I have the Jets picking Trey Lance, quarterback, so they still get their quarterback no matter what in this draft. Pittsburgh Steelers are at 24. I have them picking Tevin Jenkins, offensive tackle. Jacksonville Jaguars are at 25. I have them picking Terrace Marshall Jr., wide receiver. Cleveland Browns at 26, picking Zaven Collins, linebacker. 27, I have the Baltimore Ravens picking Jalen Phillips, defensive end. New Orleans Saints at 28, picking Kwity Paye, defensive end. I think that's how you say his name. 29, I have the Green Bay Packers picking Najee Harris, first running back off the board. 30, I have Buffalo Bills picking Travis Etienne, running back. And 31, Kansas City Chiefs picking Nick Bolton at linebacker. And last but not least, Tampa Bay Buccaneers kind of shoring up their defense again. Azeez Ojulari, outside linebacker. So only one trade, one duplicate. I don't even know how that works. But again, Tennessee definitely going wide receiver with their 22 pick. I don't know who was left on my big board, but somehow I made a mistake of picking the same wide receiver twice. So that's my mock draft. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below what team you guys like and if I made a good pick for your team. Hopefully they all work out for everybody. That's going to do it for this episode of Anything Goes Podcast. Stay tuned on Twitter for any news or Call of Duty stuff or videos or anything like that. Also stay tuned on Twitter for more Call of Duty videos. And next week we'll have another Anything Goes Podcast. Again, hoping to have a special guest on at some time. I was hoping to have one on this time, but didn't get anyone, so whatever. So stay tuned next week for another episode of the Anything Goes Podcast. This will do it for this time, and I will see you guys next time.